The Goosebumps Vanishing on Disney Plus sees former Doctor of Paleontology, Ross Geller, become current Doctor of Botany, Anthony, and in all honesty, he's pretty good in the role, and is the real star of the show. His decisions feel realistic and believable, and he looks and acts the part well. His children in modern day, while ever so slightly annoying at times, also play the role well. They have a good relationship, but the son Devon seems to be a bit more likeable than his sister Cece at first. But they do develop that later on. They uncover a mystery that has links to Anthony's past with the help from slightly more annoying friends that they meet. I didn't really buy some of the relationships between other characters. Without spoiling anything, I didn't think there was any chemistry with Cece and her potential romantic interest. The characters also have a big problem of not saying important information, saying that no one would believe them or words to that effect, which just feels like a cop-out. The story is good enough, giving enough mystery to keep the viewer interested, but withholding enough information to make them want more. However, it relies a little too much on characters turning up right where they need to be, right when they are needed. It gives very small-town vibes with how often characters casually bump into each other or drive past one another. It's set in Gravesend, Brooklyn, so I decided to Google how many people live there. Nearly 30,000 people, as it turns out. And that is if they don't leave Gravesend. If you count the whole of Brooklyn, you're looking at well over 2 million people. And yes, it does try and mitigate this by having most of the characters live next to each other, but doesn't explain when they're walking around the city or in a hospital or library and they bump into one another. The sets are well designed and look good, and I would say that this is a horror adapted for teens and is aimed at people aged between 12 to 17, but I think it's an enjoyable watch for adults too. Overall, I would say that it's above average and a solid 7 out of 10.